All right, so as many of you guys know, Time Dio, who was gonna, buy the Midas sword, died, so he was not able to buy the Midas sword. So I'm making this video. So if you guys don't know, Hypixel has their own forums, and I actually found this thing on the forums by a username of Daku. His username forum isn't Daku, it's something else which I actually don't remember, but I'll link his YouTube channel. Make sure to go ahead and subscribe to him. And I'll also link the Hypixel thread. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, it's basically a damage calculator. So we took it onto ourselves to actually see how much the Midas sword would give you if you had 50 million bid on it. Quickly for the video to start, I actually want to see a few things. One, join my Discord, as we are doing 5 MVP plus rank giveaways, and if you guys are trying to win a free rank, just join. Also, we just recently gave out a pigment sword, so make sure to join for that too. But yeah, also big shout out to MVS Pug. Okay, I can't even talk now, as he helped me with the calculations a ton. He legit did most of the calculations or he did all the calculations, I should say. So yeah, also huge disclaimer, this is actually gonna be the stats without these things. So we tried getting this as fair as possible, so we did it as if you were a normal player with, like, let's say you created a new profile and you transferred all your talismans and everything to that new profile. So we're counting it as if you don't have superior armor, so it doesn't count towards the aspects of the dragon. You also do not have any fairy souls, but you do have max talismans. So we tried getting this as fair as possible, so let's just see how this goes. Okay, so this first thing, which is the aspect of dragons, I hope he put the aspect of the end, but I believe he kind of messed up there, because I know for a fact the aspect of the end doesn't give you 245 damage or base damage. So I'm really hoping that it is the aspect of dragons, but he just kind of like missaid it. I'll leave all the Hypixel links down in the description if you guys want to just go over that, so just because I'm kind of dumb. But yeah, so for both of them we actually counted it as if you had combat level skill level 12, and also if you only had first strike 4 and actually sharpness 5. So yeah, now let's actually get into the actual stats. So let's just say that you had 0 crit chance for some reason. You'd get around 1685.01 with 0 crit chance. Basically a normal hit would just be 1600, which, if you guys don't know, that's a ton just by itself. But that's just for the minimum. If you guys tried it like over and over again, the max you'd actually somewhat nearly get would be 2425 and 51, or 0.51 I should say. But if you guys had 100% crit chance, you guys would have 8778.9 as a minimum. Keep in mind, that might not seem like a lot, but that is because if you go to your Skyblock profile, we didn't actually count your base damage, which is this right here. If you guys don't know, I have 18 base damage. Actually, like, that gives you a huge ton more, but we're counting you as a normal player, so we didn't add that. So yeah, but if you guys were actually able to get it to the max, it actually hit you guys with 12,636.9. So if you guys were actually able to first strike an Enderman crit, you guys would actually get 15,000. But then again, you have to keep in mind that we're not counting base damage, and yeah. So yeah, I'll put the whole stats on the screen right now, or at least the things that I talked about. So let's actually get into what you guys have been waiting for, the 50 mil Midas sword. So MVS Pug here actually did the Midas sword with, I barely helped at all, because I legit do not understand what the formulas are, and I don't know. He's smart, so yeah. All right, so now here we have MVS Pug that is actually going to say what the 50 mil Midas sword actually does, how much damage it does, and how much actual, like, how good it is, basically. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it.
Hi everyone, I'm MVS Pug. I spent 3 hours on this.
Yeah, okay, all right. So MVS Pug was originally not going to help me with this because he didn't know about it at all. Then I told him, like, yo, you need to help me this because people are wondering, and you might be the one that's able to actually crack it. So yeah.
As I get famous. So basically what I did was I used the thread that Agro was talking about,
which will be down in the description if you guys are wondering.
Thank you. And so it gives me nice little formulas, and I got a trusty calculator on my desk and I plugged it all in with my calculator. So what I got was, if we were looking at it as like a basic player without adding all the bonus stuff from the fairy souls and all that stuff, but we do have the talismans and we make it a spicy Midas sword, we get 270 damage 167 strength, which is a lot, not gonna lie, that's pretty nice. And then, so what we do is we follow the little formula on the, I don't really want to repeat it, but I'm just gonna give you the numbers. So basically, the amount of damage you're looking at is about 823.428 damage, which is a lie. Everybody be like, oh, that's shit, but it's really not.
Okay, hold on, guys. I quickly want to say, if he's like stuttering a bit, trust me, you guys will not see that on video, but I stuttered so much because we've legit tried recording this like 3 or 4 times. So yeah.
Yes, this is all. No, it's not improv. I'm kidding. But basically, so we get 823 point whatever. Who cares about decimals? We get that much damage, and then what we have to do is, since we put sharpness on the sword and we're looking at combat level 12, we get damage, like percent bonuses. So what we have to do is, for sharpness 5, it's a plus 25% damage boost. So we have to times the damage that we found by 0.25, and you get some number. I feel really bad, but you do the same thing with your combat level 12. You times by 0.48 and you get that number. And so if you're doing, when we have the first strike, what we're doing is we're going to be using it if it's a crit, because that's kind of the only one that I crit. So when we do it with the crit and we add that all up in total, the damage that we're going to be doing is about 4,882, but this is just without like actual crit damage included. This is if the final strike was a crit and that was it. And this is where the fun comes in. So when we add the critical damage, which is going to be, it gives you 208%, and then with spicy it gives you 100, but then because of your combat 12, it also gives you a 12% extra, so you got to add that all in. So in total you get about 320% crit damage. You chuck in like this little formula where it's 1 plus your critical damage over 100 ends up being a multiplier of 4.2. So what you do is you times that damage, that 4,882.2, and the result that we get is 20,508 damage, which...
Okay, so for those people who didn't understand, basically the sword does 20,000 damage with only sharpness 5 and first strike 4, I believe.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so basically it's worth it if our calculations are correct, which they should be, because it legit took
3 hours. It took me 3 hours. These calculations are 100% correct. Don't even question me.
Okay, yeah, I can't question. Okay, the aspect of the dragon ones, I'll let you guys go for them yourself since that sword is actually there. But yeah, so the Midas sword should, in theory, be the best sword in the game because it does the most damage. But yeah, if some of it's off, don't really like pinch us for it. I mean, we tried doing our best, or well, actually, he tried doing our. I just like kind of typed in numbers. But anyways, Envious Pug legit spent 3 hours of his day just calculating this, so it could be as perfect as possible. So make sure to go ahead and thank him for that, and go subscribe to his channel, as it will be linked in the description. But yeah, other than that, go to my Discord, and I'll see you guys.